What's up, family? Look, I could be right or I can be wrong. I don't know, so I need you guys' help to help me with this because I might be seeing it the wrong way. But what we're gonna do is dig into that treasure chest back there, and we finna get into uh, the song "Amazing Grace." Right now, yesterday they did the 2 year anniversary of the killing in Buffalo, New York, at the top supermarket or top food store where black people were gunned down and murdered by a racist. Right now, Letitia James gave a great speech and she invoked Amazing Grace within that speech.
Thank you so much, Itina. At this time, I'm honored to introduce Attorney General Letitia James, an incredible ally for us and for our communities across the state.
Thank you. So we sing Amazing Grace in our respective churches. And although I too sing that song, but on this day, before this community, and before all of you who have lost loved ones, I truly know God's amazing grace. In the midst of the storm, God's amazing grace. So as my church teaches me, as my faith teaches me, I look up to the hills from which cometh my strength. And my strength cometh from the Lord, and so does all of you who are here today. Good afternoon.
Now, I know you all heard me over the years not really agreeing with the whole Amazing Grace deal, right? And the reason being is because it's all tied to slavery. The song is tied to slavery, racism tied to slavery, killing black folks is tied to slavery. The way we operate in the church system of how the colonizer or the slave master set up the black church, all is tied to slavery, right? And I'm saying that if your enemy sets something up for you or gives you something, there's no benefit in it for you. It's benefit in it for them, right? So why are we still continuing to practice these old practices that hasn't shown any benefit, right, for us as a people? Now, John Newton. Who was John Newton? All right, he wrote Amazing Grace. Now check this out. John Newton, born July 24th, 1725, right, from London, England. He died December 21st in 1807, right, in London. He was an English slave trader. The guy that wrote Amazing Grace was an English slave trader, right, who became an Anglican minister, right, who became an Anglican minister, the Anglican church, the Anglo church minister, right, a hymn writer, and later a noted abolitionist best known for his hymn Amazing Grace. His transformation from a faithless seaman to a man of deep faith is echoed in his works. Now, interpretation, right? Now, how I'm interpreting this is what happened was he wrote Amazing Grace. He transported slaves, almost had a shipwreck and died, right? But he was somehow saved. That's the amazing part of it. Like, he couldn't believe that he was saved after all the dirt he was doing, right? For transporting these slaves. That God would save him, right? Now, he's saying, wait a minute. I don't have to risk my life and being brutal to these slaves or to black people, as a beating them and killing them and whatnot. We can control them through the religion, like the other slave owners and the other clergymen and the others of the Anglican Church or Anglo Church were saying. Look, just teach them out of the New Testament, right? If your master serve your master, right? Master, if you cold, give your master your coat, right? Teachings like that. He found that controlling the mind, like the pimps do, controlling the mind was more powerful than the will. And that became their religion, right? Now, bear with me, because I want to read to you guys the lyrics in the song, right? Hold on. Okay, this is the first verse, right? It says, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me," right? Meaning that you have to, if from his point of view, he was a wretch, right? He was no good, right? And for grace to befall upon him, that's something that had to be amazing, right? The victim, if you a victim of brutality and God saves you, that's not amazing. You deserve God's grace because you were at the foothill of the abuse. So the abuser, what they got the abuser saying is that it's amazing, God, that we still
here. We want to recognize the family and friends of those who were stolen from us. No, doesn't sound appropriate. Taken from us. No, that doesn't even sound appropriate. Ripped from our hearts. Murdered. Simply because of the color of their skin. 10 beautiful black angels. They watch over us each and every day, and 3 who are recovering. And please know that each of us here are standing united in your grief for your loss, that we will continue to surround you with enough love and support to give you strength every day. And as the Attorney General of this great state, I am committed to removing all illegal guns off of the streets of New York State. And to talk about hate, and to let everyone know that hate has no place in the state of New York. I truly want to thank Tops, because Tops Supermarket really is Tops.
You get 10 people killed in Buffalo, and you saying that it's what's the amazing part of it? I'm confused, right? You are the victim of hatred, but yet you saying that the grace, you're not the rich, you're the victim of the rich. You're not the wretched one, you're the victim of the wretched one. So how can you screaming you need some amazing grace when peace is what you're seeking for? You're not seeking for grace. You just want some peace so you can enjoy your life. And the other person that's inflicting the pain, he's seeking amazing grace because he knows that what he's doing is wrong. Right? I mean, it's wow. But hold on, we're not through. Okay. Hold on. Let me keep going. We're not through. Now, this is verse 2, right? It says, "'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did the grace appear the hour I first believed." Right? It lifted him. It's like the grace taught his heart fear. It taught his heart to fear. And grace my fears relieved. And by grace, his fears was relieved. Meaning, this process, he almost wrecked in the ship. He's starting to self-doubt himself, right? Now he's saying, wait, but through this church and through this form of Christianity that we giving these slaves, right, my fears are relieved because we can work our system through the mind, and that can go on for generations to generations. You got black folks singing a former slave master's song about him or them being wretched that's inflicting pain upon God's people. But God's people are saying that the grace that they're getting from the Creator is amazing. When you are the victim, you seeking for peace. The ones that's implementing the hurt, the pain, needs amazing grace because they are astonished. And astonished is another word for amazing. They are astonished that they still here, or that they haven't been retribution haven't came upon them for the horrible acts that was created to black people. So they're saying that they are here and operating by the grace of God, by the amazing grace of the Creator, because they know they don't deserve it. Right? Now the flip side of that is black people, what you're saying is when you do the amazing grace, you confuse it. You saying, well, okay, God, okay, the Creator, don't cause karma upon the heads that inflicted unjust pain upon us, right? Spare them. But God is a jealous God. He wants to give karma to those that do wrong. But you standing in the way, saying, well, wait, don't amazing grace, right? Don't pay. They don't deserve payback and punishment for their treatment. So it continues to go on and on and on until black folks just get the hell out the way. Just get out the way. Move. Just move on to the side and let the Creator do what He feels. Because He is God. You can't think for God. You know? And it's I don't know, y'all. It's I don't know. But then again, like I said earlier, maybe I'm interpreting this thing wrong. But I'm looking at over 450 years, close to 500 years of the same thing. Then that means that the poison is in the waters. We drinking the wrong waters. We interpreting it the wrong way, right? The colonizer, he's looking at it the right way towards his benefit, and he's continue on to do the same thing that he's been doing. He hasn't changed, right? It's us that needs to change. Like I said, all of this, the killing, the hatred killing of black people in Buffalo, that's been going on since slavery, right? These hymns, right, Amazing Grace, that's been going on since slavery. The way that the colonizers set up the black church, that's been going on since slavery. Somehow I died, chitlins and hog-headed cheese and hog maws and all, that's been going on since slavery, right? Every time a black person get killed and a black leader comes out and say, "Hey, hold on, calm down now. We don't want no problems. We looking for amazing grace." That's been going on since slavery. It's like the delivery, that past the sound, you know, that's been going on since slavery, right? And he said and that's been going on since slavery. It's like this is 2024. But then again, I could be wrong. But I'm not wrong on the facts that John Newton was a slave trader. Amazing Grace came out through the slave time. These killings of black people been going on since slavery. And black people always sent their leaders or someone in front of the people to calm the people down. I mean, I'm confused. I mean, it's been going on. Now I'm trying to, okay, hold on. Get you all this too, right? Because I don't want you all to, hold on, wait. Let me go over here. Because I want to, okay. All right. Now check this out. It says, Now you can Google this. Does amazing, that the word amazing, does amazing always mean good, right? Now this is what it says. The verb form amaze means to overwhelm with surprise or sudden wonder, astonish greatly, and its synonym include astound, astonish, shocked, dumbfounded, stunned, and flabbergasted. It does not mean big or good or excellent or kind or numerous or beautiful. Amazing don't mean none of that. It means you shocked that the fact that God showed you favor after all the wickedness that you have bestowed upon the human family. Now, the ones that received that pain, right, that brutality, right, they're the ones who need retribution, right, from the ones that inflicted it. But the one that inflicted it is saying, "But I don't have to pay nothing back or give nothing back. I'm operating on a string and a hope of something that's beyond me, something that's amazing, that's keeping me afloat, and I'm gonna ride that to the end until the ones that are being inflicted stand up and say enough is enough. God, whatever is your will is your will. I'm gonna get out the way, and I'm gonna stop calling for amazing grace too. Meaning, what are the victims calling for amazing grace for? You need to be spared from what? You're the ones being brutalized. So you want an astonishing, a unusual, unwarranted form of grace from God from being the victim? I don't get it, but I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. Now that's amazing, right? Hold on, we finna wrap this up, y'all. Y'all know I don't like to be long. Got other stuff to do. Hold on. So that's it. Hold on, I'm gonna do it just like this, right? Hold on, we're gonna do it just like this. Hold on. Do it just like this. Bear with me. We're doing live. This is live time, right? Of grace. I just gave you. Okay. Now, grace is simple elegance or refinement of movement. Right? Refinement of movement. Right? Okay. Look, it says, let me give you a sentence for grace. She bowed out from the sport she has graced for 2 decades. Presence. Right? Amazing grace. Something that is unwarranted, astonishing, unusual. It's amazing. Right? And then grace. Right? That they bowing out. He's bowing out from a slave trade that he's embraced. Right? And now, you put it together, you have amazing grace. That a former slave trader wrote a song about he survived a shipwreck, thought he was supposed to be killed, right? And now he said, hey, I don't have to be transporting and taking all these dangerous risks. I just join the Anglican Church and we can control them right through the church. And I'm gonna play some of the speech Letitia James gave, which I love Letitia James, great speaker, powerful person. I'm just wondering, are we interpreting all of this wrong, right? Or is someone putting people as gatekeepers in certain places to come out again to keep the people mind caught up in that same slave mode and narrative that's been going on since slavery. And I'm saying this is because you got a huge population of black people who totally got rid of the slave master religion, gave the slave master back his last name. They doing for self. They don't want to have nothing to do with none of that. They clear their mind and they only focusing on being positive. And with that, you find that you got all races now, white, black, Hispanic, that when you sit down, now we looking at each other as individuals and we respecting one another because they shared that cloak of slavery that was attached to the psyche or whatever. They had peace, they pushed all that away. Now they seeing with clear eyes and they're judging people by their actions, but not by something because it was passed down for generations because my grandmother done it and now I'm going to do it and this and that. She might have been forced to be that way, right? And didn't have a choice. They might have been operating under fear, right? I don't know, but I could be wrong, y'all. Rope Radio, we out. But check it out, I'm going to play the whole thing. We out.